Welcome to Exo Fleet's Insights, where every mile counts. The podcast where fleet data turns into real-world decisions. Each episode, we unpack what's really happening across mixed fleets, fuels and sites, and how better insights leads to better performance, lower costs, and fewer surprises on the road. So let's get into it.
Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. My name is Kevin Christopher. I'm your host for today. You're joining us on the Plugged In podcast, where we explore strategies and stories shaping the future of fleet operation. Today, we're going to dive into the topic of fleet transition planning to zero-emission vehicles. Most of our audience is aware acutely. More than ever, there is a wealth of new information about vehicle options, but there's also, in the same vein, an evolving regulatory requirements, incentive programs, infrastructure uncertainty, and for our customers and our audience that are trying to plan responsibly for the long term, it creates a myriad of challenges as it relates to putting together a plan that's both adaptable but sound for the long term. We figured it would be a great opportunity to bring Steve Clermont, who's Managing Director of Planning and Advisory Services at CTE, to our conversation today. Steve and I have a lot of working history together over different roles on my side in the industry. But in my opinion, Steve is one of the leading voices out there in the industry about alternative fuels and how to help fleets think about the future for alternative fuels, both from a planning and budgeting standpoint. And we couldn't be happier to have Steve on the line today. Steve, for those that don't know you, would you maybe give us a quick intro and background of your experience?
Sure, absolutely. And Kevin, thank you so much for having me on your podcast today. Again, my name is Steve Clermont. I've been with CTE, the Center for Transportation and the Environment, for over 18 years now. CTE is a 501c3 nonprofit planning and engineering firm where our mission is to help transition the U.S.'s transportation sector to zero emission. Now, that's quite a big objective. We do that through research, development, and demonstration projects, as well as helping agencies with planning and deploying zero-emission technologies.
Thank you so much, Steve. And to dive straight in, I was hoping that you might be able to expand a little bit about CT's role in helping fleets approach zero-emission deployments in a smart and scalable way.
Sure. First of all, planning is critical. It's essential to understand the feasibility of operating zero-emission vehicles for a specific service. We all know by this point that battery electric vehicles have range limitations. However, we often find that battery electric vehicles can be easily deployed in the majority of a transit agency's routes. And where there are routes that are not feasible, we can look at alternatives like en route charging, midday charging, or even hydrogen fuel cell buses. CTE works directly with fleet operators to plan and deploy zero-emission vehicles. We have modeling tools to assess what we expect to see for performance, and we can use these modeling tools also to assess what will be needed for charging infrastructure or hydrogen fueling infrastructure. Second, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Fleet transition does not need to happen all at once. Taking incremental steps to swapping out vehicles and adding infrastructure as needed allows the agency to fully utilize the assets that they currently have and take advantage of improvements to technology over time. We call that smart deployment. Small initial deployments of vehicles, developing, collecting data, analyzing the performance, and changing your plan as a result of your earlier deployments.
If anything you heard today reflects the challenges you're facing in your fleet, get in touch with us today at ExoFleets. We're always happy to talk through real-world solutions. exofleets.com